Hi, it's Vincent, and I haven't posted a video in a very, very long time. Sorry for that. I said I was gonna post regularly. That failed epically. But from now on I will try again. I want to post at least once every 2 weeks, maybe once every week, but that's a lot. But we're gonna try. Maybe it'll work, probably not. We'll see. Also, thinking about not having uploaded that much, I don't even think y'all have seen my black and white hair, even though it's not already like brown and blonde, but it has really been a while. Also, different background, there's gay in the background. My room is very dark, but there is gay in the background. But the topic of today's video, as you can see, I hung my pride flag, which means that my mom knows something is up, because otherwise she would be like, what the fuck? In conclusion, I came out to my mom. She now knows I'm bi and trans. This was not planned whatsoever. This was very much unplanned and went very differently than I wanted it to. But that's what I'm gonna talk about. How this happened, what in the ever-living fuck happened. So this all went down exactly a day before my birthday. This all happened on October 21st. Oh, I'm 17 now, by the way. Hi, my birthday happened. I'm gonna leave out some parts because some things are just really personal and like wouldn't like to talk about it on the YouTubes. But anyways, I was not feeling the best that day, and my mom saw some things that she shouldn't have, and she asked what was up, what happened, and because she suspected that I was like depressed or really sad or whatever, which like kind of true, but different context. So she asked about it, and I was reading my Tokyo Ghoul manga, and I was just like reading it, not paying attention, not answering, because like I was really scared to tell her anything, and I didn't want to. So she kept asking, and was like, I'm only gonna leave your room if you tell me. So logical, she thought I was. She knew something was up, and of course she wanted to know. So in the end, I just yeeted my manga to the side, and I was like, well, it is 2 reasons. I have 2 reasons to like be like this. One, I really didn't want to tell you this right now, but I am bi. And I know you're not going to accept the second one, so I'm not going to tell you. Which is so stupid that I even mentioned there is a second option that was to talk about. But I did. And of course she asked, like, what is the second one then? Because, like, of course I already expected you to not be straight. Of course I'm fine with it. It's all good. But what is the second one? So I was like, well, I think I might be trans, and all my friends know me by Vincent, and people use he, him pronouns for me, and all that kind of stuff. And like, I don't really cry in front of people. I think the last time I cried in front of my mom was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And the moment I came out to her as trans, I said this crying. I was like sobbing. I have never done this in front of anyone. I don't cry in front of people. So this was like, really, she knows it's like hard on me to tell her this stuff. One thing she did get mad about though was that I didn't tell her earlier, because I told her I was like questioning in like 2016 already, and she was mad that I didn't tell her these things, even though she made transphobic comments and that kind of stuff, which she apologized for, by the way. She was like, now that I know this, I'm sorry, and I can't take back what I said, but I'm sorry if things I said made you feel bad because I didn't know. Which is good. Character development. Thank you, Mom. I didn't tell her I have a binder, though. That's like, she doesn't know that. Yeah, that might be explained eventually, but anyways. Then the first thing I did, before I even let her have any opinions on it, I reached behind my bed, because like there's a space behind my bed that you can't really see. Grabbed my pride flag that I hid there, just hung it up, and was like, I can do this now, though. She was like, what the fuck, you have a pride flag? And then I just like showed her all my pride shit, like my rainbow suspenders, my rainbow socks, my other rainbow socks, my like gay ass books I have, like the things I drew with like the name Vincent on it and like a rainbow, all my gay shit. And she was like, damn, I never noticed how much gay shit you have. The worst thing about this is that it didn't go as I wanted it to go. Like, her response was not even that bad. I will get into that in a minute. But I wanted to, like, go have a sleepover with friends for, like, 4 days or something. We've done that before. And just give her a letter telling her, I'm trans, whatever. And then it's like, oh, I'm also bi, because then in context with the trans thing, it doesn't really matter. And she would definitely be okay with that. and then give it to her, be not home for 4 days so she can have like time to think about things, then be back, and hopefully it will be okay. Well, I couldn't get to do that now, and she just straight up knew, and she was just standing in front of me looking at me. And she had questions, of course. Like, how do you know this? How long do you think you've known this? Is it even a real thing? There's lots of things, which is obvious for like a cis person who has no idea what the fuck is going on in the trans community. What is anything of this? But right after I came out, she was like, the bi thing I totally accept because my aunt is a lesbian, and like, she already knew what was up with that, she already knew things about sexuality-wise, but she said, I don't understand the trans thing though, because I've never heard of this. So of course, she wanted to be educated, which is really good, and which made me really happy because I was scared she didn't want to be educated. So she asked me some questions, like, and I explained her what dysphoria is, all that kind of stuff. I said I would send her some videos I watched about it, and send her some just links to things I watched and I read to educate myself. And then that evening she watched some shows about trans people and just educate herself more, which is great, which I'm so glad that she did. And already the next day, she came up to me and was like, I don't understand it, but if this really makes you more happy, then I'm happy for you. Which is so great, which is the best thing ever. Because I didn't expect her to like be okay with it this fast. And like, it's not like she totally like, she calls me Vincent, she uses he and pronouns, my whole family knows. No. She still calls me my birth name, she still uses she, her pronouns for me. None of my family members know other than her. But that will change, hopefully. She now understands that trans people are a real thing. She just thinks it's highly unlikely that I am a trans person. Which, fair. So, the only way she will call me Vincent and use he, him pronouns for me is if I go to a gender therapist and like a professional will tell my mom that this is actually a thing and I am this. In other words, I'm gonna get gender therapy, which is fucking great. Like, thank the lords. So things are being pretty great right now. Honestly, it's going pretty well. But getting more into gender therapy, I just don't magically have gender therapy now. That's not how it works. So my mom made an appointment with like our doctor thingy. I don't know how to call that in English. And then I had to go there for like the appointment thingy, of course. But that morning I happened to be really fucking sick. Like I was just like throwing up or whatever. We're gonna get into that, that's disgusting. So I just like, I called my mom, I was like, yo, don't think I can go. Also, but she knew I was really anxious to go because it was like, scary. I have to talk to people about this shit. Don't want that. IRL people talking, so she was like, well, I'm not gonna cancel it. And I was like, I wanted you to cancel it. I thought this was great. She did move it to like a phone call. So, which was already so much better than IRL. Like, I'm so glad I was sick that morning. Like, throwing up was disgusting, but I was so glad I was sick that morning so I could just call with the doctor instead of having to see her face to face. Because I could just walk around my room talking to her. I could just do my own thing and not like necessarily like have to look someone in the eyes, which is great. So I talked to her about this and I was like, well, this is how I'm feeling, whatever. And she was like, okay, but what do you want to get out of this? So like, you just want to go to your general therapist, you want to get a specific gender therapist because those waiting lists are very long and that kind of stuff. But what's now happening, I'm in the process of my doctor looking for any gender therapists or anything that's available. So that's great. That's where we are now. And honestly, that's fucking great. And we're getting somewhere. Even though the way it happened was really unfortunate, I'm so happy that it happened. So like, conclusion, my mom is okay with it. Not super okay, but she's okay with it, which is great. And I kind of expected it to be, I didn't totally expect it. I expected a bit less even. So, this is great. We're getting somewhere. I think it will still be a while until I tell her about my social media accounts though, because I don't know how she will react to that. But I'm way less scared of like her finding my TikTok or YouTube or whatever, because I do say, hi, I'm Vincent, but she knows why I do that now, so I'm so much less scared of her finding anything. And coming out to my family, I will only do that after my mom is sure that I'm actually trans, so like a gender therapist will have said like, yo, your child is a tranny. That was a joke, by the way, just disclaimer. But yeah, life is looking pretty good right now. I'm vibing. I'm living the best life. Don't really have any secrets from my mom anymore, which is great. I can be gay in peace. This was a slightly more serious video than any previous ones, but yeah. Was still something I wanted to share, wanted to throw out there in the world, because like, even I can look back on this later and be like, ah damn, that happened, that was a whole ass mess. But yeah, that was my video for today. Hope you liked it, hope you thought it was interesting to hear this. So yeah, love you all, goodbye.